Back with part 2 of our Copa America Centenario tactical preview. We discussed Chile, you can check that out. But now we're going to discuss easily the most informed team at the moment in the competition, the unbeaten Argentina. Let's talk some tactics. So this is their go-to lineup that we've seen slightly change throughout, with Messi sitting out the first few games, but believe me, he'll be back in full force. Di Maria obviously sitting out as well, but I expect him to come in, especially with the injured Lavezzi. Lamela will obviously, I think, stay on the bench if Di Maria comes in fit. The back line, it's not changed much throughout. Mercado, Otamendi, Funes Mori, and Rojo at left back. Mascherano, for me, the standout player for Argentina in the tournament at the moment. He is closing in on that MVP award if they actually give that award out. Who knows? Fernandez and Banega, you maybe expect to see Bigler come in there as well. Fernandez, very similar to his role for Atletico Madrid, does a lot of the donkey work in the middle of the park. But when it comes to pushing forward, maybe to try and, I would say, shore up the back or push forward to try and grab an extra goal, he's usually the man who's sacrificed. I've been so impressed with Banega this tournament. Coming up, I would say, clutch for the game against Chile. And, of course, this front three that everyone needs to look out for: Messi, Higuain, and Di Maria. So, as we talked before about Chile, right, don't take the inclination that Chile are coming up against Argentina with the thought of their loss at the start of the competition in their mind. That was a very different Chile, not different in terms of aesthetically. They still were the guys running around with dodgy haircuts and tattoos. But they did not play to their full potential. And they got, I believe, a little caught up with their victory last year, a little overconfident at times, and they overcompensated going forward. And they left themselves susceptible at the back. They have learned that lesson, and they now have picked up form. So Argentina are going to have to find new ways to unlock that back line. The one thing they will do, though, however, is they'll stick to their guns by keeping their 4-3-3 wider than Chile. So what you'll see, specifically in the middle of the park, you'll see a battle of 3-on-3. You'll see Vidal coming up against Banega or up against Fernandez. You'll see Mascherano sitting a little bit deeper, the way Diaz may do. And then you'll see the likes of Di Maria, Messi, specifically hold it wider. Because sometimes Alexis Sanchez will tuck in this area. If this is Alexis, he'll tuck in here to try and, I would say, provide support. And it leaves them a little susceptible in the wider areas. Of the 4-3-3s, Argentina, when they win the ball on a counter-attack, they look to go wide straight away. Whereas Chile, in the previous clip, as I talked about, they like to check a little narrower into feet and allow for their fullbacks to bomb forward. Now, Rojo isn't the most, I would say, aesthetically pleasing footballer as he bombs up down the line and provides that overwhelming attack. It's because they don't have the two most attacking fullbacks in comparison to what Chile have. They look to, I would say, easily get the ball out and isolate the fullbacks of Chile one-on-one with the likes of Di Maria and Messi. And why would you not do that when you've got two technically gifted players on your wide flanks? So what you'll see from Argentina in comparison to Chile going narrow, if they win the ball, the first thing they like to do in the counter-attack is get it out to Di Maria and allow for the midfield runners to be a little bit more fluid. You'll see Messi move in centrally. You'll see Higuain make a run in here to try and cause this gap to basically free up space for Di Maria to run at the fullback one-on-one. And when you see that happen in the first game, although, as I mentioned, I don't think Chile are going to be as restless going forward and a little rash in their tackles, are going to be aware of the fact that Argentina were able to unlock their defence through isolating their defenders one-on-one. There's not much you can do when you like to press so high up the park. Both teams press so high on their opponents that you're going to leave some players isolated one-on-one. So unless their fullback in what happened in the last game is well aware of the fact that Di Maria is going to sit one-on-one and drags in his fellow centre-back to provide coverage, you're going to face the same problems. Di Maria is going to fancy himself one-on-one every time, just as Messi is going to fancy himself to cut inside. So what you'll see from Argentina, as soon as they win that ball, they'll look to try and play these intricate passes and bang, get the ball out wide, isolate the players one-on-one, and look for that mobility of their attacking three to unlock the back line of Chile. It's easily going to be one of the most exciting games to watch for a final. You've got two teams who play 4-3-3, one of which likes to play the ball a little narrower and work off with 1-2s. The other team likes to get it wide and take on players one-on-one, as well as being ferocious in their counter-attacking football. So those two slight differences in tactical analysis. Chile looking to try and draw out the fullback and play narrow 1-2s to try and get the ball in behind, whereas Argentina will look to isolate the fullbacks early, get the ball out to them, and trust the fact that they've got two very attacking-minded wide players. Whether it might be Lamela out there instead of Di Maria, he's still got the ability to beat players one-on-one. And then you've got Higuain, the poacher, who no matter what is always going to be a problem in and around the box. So it's going to be interesting for me. I don't see it panning out the way it did last year. I know a lot of people have said that Argentina are going to choke again. I personally think this is the year. They look just a lot hungrier in this competition. Their weaknesses at the back are not so evident. Otamendi has played out of his skin in times. Romero's confident at the back. Rojo tucks in. They're not going to flood forward as many numbers as Chile do because that's simply Chile's style. You look at Argentina going forward, there's maybe 4 or 5 in the attacking third at each time, with Mascherano constantly sitting a little deeper. Sometimes with Chile, you see Diaz overlapping runs and Vidal getting caught right up alongside the strikers in there. So although it works against teams like Mexico and Colombia, I worry that Argentina might just find a way through. I do think Chile score, though. I think it's going to be the exact same scoreline that happened in the first game. I think it's going to be 2-1 to Argentina. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Agree or disagree? Always like to hear your thoughts at Francis_Maxwell on Twitter, Francis Maxwell Host on Instagram. And I'll see you guys very soon.